Hi everyone, today we're going to have a fun video. We're going to talk about 10 things that INFJs and autistic INFJs love. I usually do videos talking about struggles or like talking about hurt, how to heal, or mental wellness, how to live a life full of fulfillment. And a lot of those videos have to do with struggles. So I thought it would be fun to do a video that focuses on good things. Because it's super important. When we recognize the things that we love, we become more in tune with who we are right at the core. And this will allow us to live a life that is for us, not that life that mainstream society expects us to live, that doesn't fit with who we are, that's leaving us frustrated, exhausted, and living in a life that has like no fulfillment, no meaning, no purpose. I've been there and it's not fun. And it's also important because the things that we love to do as INFJs and autistic INFJs will help us combat those feelings of overwhelm, anxiety, stress, all those wonderful feelings that arise from basically just living life around us. Because some days are very difficult as an autistic INFJ, I know from experience. So welcome to my channel. If we haven't met before, my name's Trina. I'm an autistic INFJ. I created this channel with hopes of creating a space that has resources for INFJs and autistic INFJs, because I do know that there aren't a lot of resources out there, with hopes of helping you guys feel seen, heard, understood, and less alone, because it would have made a huge difference for me when I started working on myself years ago. All right. Now, I do want to mention today is the last day. Today is the last day of September 2024. And it's the last day to register for the INFJ Connection Circle for October's Connection Circle. I will close registration tonight or tomorrow morning, whenever I remember. Sorry, my son just walked in. So if you're interested in connecting with other INFJs or autistic INFJs, getting to know each other, a place where it's just safe, where we can just talk about INFJ life without being judged or may feel bad about who we are, I'm going to put the link in the description of this video. Click the link and you can learn more about it. All right. So I also invite you, if you haven't yet, to like this video and subscribe to my channel. I would really appreciate the support and it helps my channel keep going. All right, let's get into this. Some of the things, talking about the things that INFJs and autistic INFJs love. Now, some of these things are mine, my own, that I'm going to share with you. And some of them I've researched. But it's quite fascinating because INFJs and autistic INFJs, we're all very different, yet we're very, very much the same in a lot of things. So that's what I love about this personality type, is because we can be very, very different, but there's so many things that we all love that are very similar or the same. And it's so neat how that works. Okay, so number one, the first thing an INFJ loves is art. It's one of our favorite hobbies for many of us. Now, remember, if you're an INFJ and you're reading this, you're like, well, I don't like art. That's okay, because we are a little bit different, right? So it's okay if you don't like art. But painting, sculpting, graphic design, photography, I love all of those except graphic design, but I can't say that I don't love it. I just haven't really dabbled much in it. But I don't like painting like my house. I don't like that kind of painting. But I really want to get into like oil painting and that sort of thing. And photography, I love photography. I'm always snapping pictures of random things, especially outside. Number two, now this one is mine. This is one thing that I love, and that's nature, especially being alone out in nature. I spend lots of time out in nature. I live on a huge acreage. I'm very grateful for it. So I can go out back in the Canadian wilderness with lots of wild animals that some probably want to kill me, but that's okay. We have a nice understanding and enjoy it. I take my dogs with me. My dogs are generally with me all the time. I find it very calming out there. So I used to say it blows my cobwebs out of my head, but it just calms me and grounds me and brings me back. It just like balances my nervous system, because that's huge, especially if you're autistic. But what I really discovered is this kickstarts my inspiration, and this is what I thrive on. I love my inspiration because I've discovered when I follow my inspiration and those ideas, it brings me meaning, purpose, and happiness. Little breadcrumbs. That's for me. Okay, number three. what INFJs and autistic INFJs love. And this one's kind of interesting. This is one I discovered doing research, is conversation. And the reason I found this interesting is because I have been called a mute because I don't talk a lot. I don't talk a lot because I only talk to specific people. I'm very picky, and maybe I'm a little bit stuck up that way. I don't really know, but I only talk to certain people. We thrive. We love meaningful conversations, intellectual conversations. When I asked people to elaborate on that, and that's what they said, it made sense because yes, I love that. There are a select few. Actually, off the top of my head, I can only think of 2 people that I have stayed up all night long talking with more than once, more than twice, more than 3 times with these people. I've talked with all night long, 2 people, and they are very dear to me, and I will talk their ear off. If you're not one of those people that I really click with, that I want to talk, I won't say anything. I stay very quiet. Again, I've been asked if I was a mute because I just don't talk. But that's a common thing INFJs love, is those deep, meaningful conversations. Number 4, this is mine, and this is one of my top ones. Animals. I love them. I need them around me. All types of animals. Even when I mentioned that I go out in the Canadian wilderness with the wild animals. I love wild animals. I love wolves. And yes, I've run into them quite a few times. Last summer, not the summer that just ended, the past summer before that, I was out walking, and we have a pond with a little stream. We actually have 2 ponds on our land, and a little stream runs connecting them. And I could hear something splashing down there. And I was like, what is going on? I thought this duck, like a wild duck, was out there having a gay old time splashing in the water, because they do that. And they're so fun to watch. I can watch them for hours. So there's a whole bunch of willows, and I'm like walking through the willows, and I peek, and it's a wolf. He's like splashing, and I don't know what he was doing, but he was having fun, and I startled him, and he startled me, and we like stared at each other, and I'm like, continue your bath, and I closed the willows, and I went my way, and I could hear him, he went his way. I love animals. I have lots of my own. I have 3 dogs, I have chickens, and I have my own ducks. They're not wild, although they pretend to be, and they're so funny. And I also have feral cats because we have an acreage, so people drop cats off and they're feral. And I'm just the type of person that has to set food out for them and look after them and make sure they have a warm bed to sleep in and all that sort of thing, and try and tame them. And I try to find homes for them. But I find animals are calming and soothing. I love petting them, just snuggling. I spend a phenomenal amount of time snuggling my dogs. And I talk to my dogs. I don't know if you guys talk to your animals, but I have conversations with my dogs all the time. I love my animals because I just feel they're unconditional with their love and acceptance, and I never get judged, which is huge because I always feel like I'm being judged by people all the time. And animals, they just don't even the wolf that scared me. I don't think he judged me. I didn't judge him. It was all cool. We were good. I just feel they get me. And I don't have to explain things to them. That's why I love them. Number 5, writing. This is mine too. I love writing. I love to unleash my imagination. I discover so much about myself while I write. In writing, I mean like stories, fiction, nonfiction. I do both, although my passion is in fiction. I have an amazing imagination, and I have fiction stories I'm working on. I'm just about ready to publish. Some of them are a little bit dark, but that's okay. It's going to be entertaining. Plus, it helps other people. I also have nonfiction. I'm just about done that one. And it's going to help other people, which leads me into my 6th thing that INFJs and autistic INFJs love, is helping others. This is also one of mine, but this is very common. I love helping other people. I love lifting them up, I call it. I don't know if you've ever noticed how you will encourage other people. I do that. You know, I don't even have to know them, and if I hear them talking bad about themselves, I'm like, no, we're not going to do that. You're awesome. You can do this. And nothing makes me feel better than like encouraging somebody to do amazing or making them feel better, right? What I really like to do is share the kindness. Is that what it's called? Share the kindness? That's what I'm going to call it. So what my youngest son and I do is we'll write a little letter, like just a little uplifting poem or something for a parent, like the tired parent, I call it. Something that I think will make a tired parent feel better, because then I stick like a $5 bill in this little card that we've made. and I fold it up into a little envelope and I shove it in a box of Pampers in one of our local stores, like a Walmart or whatever it may be. And I also put on the note, this is to go buy yourself a coffee or tea, whatever you want to do with it. But anyway, I just want to uplift those mothers or fathers, because there's lots of fathers that are like full-time parents, because I know what it's like being exhausted and you feel like you're failing all the time because being a parent is hard. That's like one of my favorite things to do. I love it. And I don't ever say who it's from because I don't want the recognition. Heaven forbid. I don't want recognition, but I love doing it. And my son really likes doing it. Number 7, and this one's interesting. It's not one of mine. I don't enjoy it, and I'll explain why, but target practice. Many INFJs love target practice. Very common hobby. They said it is something that they can fine tune. So they find it calming, and it's concentration, right? It takes our concentration to aim at that target. Plus INFJs, a lot of us don't like hunting. So we don't want to do that, but this will help with that, needing the break from the world and still want to like hone in on some skills. I guess it's not mine. And I don't like, maybe I would like it with a bow, but I don't like guns. I'm very high sensitive, and that noise that a gun makes dysregulates me very quickly. And I can't pull the trigger. I've tried and I just can't pull the trigger because I know it's going to make a sound. I don't like balloons either. I'm terrified of them because they pop. They make a noise. I don't like them. Okay, number 8. And this one's mine, and it's researching. I love it. Do you guys like it? Let me know. Researching. I research everything. If I hear about something, I will research it. INFJs are naturally curious, and autistic INFJs, we're just curious, and we love to learn. However, what's really interesting about this is our introverted intuition plays a huge part in our drive for research, right? We want to find the connection, and that's our introverted intuition. We want to find the connection and learn the missing pieces. Do you guys find that you research every topic? My hubby and I, at night, our thing is to watch a little bit of TV before we go to bed. And I'm not really a big TV watcher, so I usually will take that time. I'll be with him and the TV's on and I'm kind of listening to the show, but I'll research. And some of the topics that I research, when I go back and look at my research history, like my search history online, it's crazy. Like, what are you doing, Trina? And I read about it, and if it's something really fascinating, I dive deep into it to learn a whole bunch about it. Number 9. INFJs love, and autistic INFJs is alone time. And in fact, we need this for our mental wellness. We need alone time. We're introverts. Even though a lot of us we're mistaken for extroverts, we aren't. We are actually introverts, and many of us are deep introverts. I did a assessment. I can't remember the name of it, but it came out. It was telling the level of introversion. The Myers-Briggs doesn't tell you that. It doesn't. It tells you whether you're an introvert or an extrovert, but it doesn't tell you the level of introversion. I did another assessment. I can't remember what it is. But anyway, it said I'm a 98% introvert. That's huge. I love my alone time. I spend a lot of it. It gets us feeling our best. We thrive in it and we get our energy from it. So when I say we need alone time, don't feel guilty about taking it. We need it for our mental wellness. So if you're feeling frustrated and overwhelmed and like really snappy with your family, you might need some alone time, and just go and take it. It doesn't always take long. Number 10. And this is my favorite. Let me know if you can relate to this one. Reading, but it's not just reading. I read in my favorite spot with my favorite beverage. I have a few different spots around my house or my property because in the summer I like to read outside as well. My deck is one of them. I love reading out there. The hornets were so bad this summer I couldn't enjoy reading out there. But I just like to grab my book and go to my favorite spots, and they're really random spots, and I will read and sip on my favorite beverage, which is usually tea, but I also like to dig out the hard stuff and just have hot water and honey and drink that while I'm reading. It's one of my favorite things to do. All right, I hope you guys found this interesting. I thought it was cool just to share things that we love. When I started on my journey years ago, I was asked, what things do you love? And I couldn't answer it. I didn't know. I didn't know what I loved because I didn't know who I was. So it's really important to know this stuff and to allow ourselves to take part in the things that we love. All right. Thanks for joining me again. Please like and subscribe to my channel, and I will see you again very soon. Bye for now.